Tonight, we're gonna do some tracking to tape on the good old Fostex R8. We've done some testing, it sounds pretty cool.
Let's just do a pass.
I mean, I literally had no idea how I was gonna get out of that. I thought I had an idea in my head and I couldn't remember it. So the kit, the big old Ludwig classic maples. And we went big this time. 26-inch kick, 13, 16, and the 8x14 classic maple snare. And as you can see, there's moon gel everywhere.
I get this in one take. It's way too, I mean, not one take, like right away. It's gonna take a little bit. Because it's pretty.
Well, you're
pretty
close.
Busy.
Well,
busy.
We can always do a punch.
Yeah. We haven't tried that.
Exactly. So we'll try it on a live stream in front of everybody. We don't even know how to use it all.
All right, let's see what all these switches do. Oh, thicker.
What?
Okay, thicker. Wow, that's like halfway. I'm like at 9 o'clock. Look at that. Wow.
It's pretty cool.
This is pretty cool.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. Recognize this guy?
Hello.
He drove in this morning.
Yeah, from
Taipei,
Yeah,
right?
from Taipei,
That
yeah.
new bridge that they just built?
it's like 20 hours
there.
drive.
Get-
It's like 20 hours drive.
He's in town for NAMM, so we thought we'd have a little fun. Plus, he had something he wanted to record anyway, which we'll get to in a second.
Yeah. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, yeah. I'm happy we got to do it, actually. Because when he called me the other day, or we were talking on the phone, I'm like, man, I want to do something while you're here in town. We got to do something. What do you want to do? And he's like, a live stream? I'm like, oh, perfect. What are we going to do? Well, I've got something I want to record. I'm going to move my mic out so I can look over at that camera a bit more. Ooh, there we go. Sorry for the handling noise. If I had some reverb on this, I would sit here all day and just do this.
I mean,
I'm a drummer by nature, so I'm easily entertained.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's shiny. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have some fun today. This is gonna be really cool. I think so. Let's see who. Let me see who's all here. Okay, now I got to move my mic back over. See, I need, this is why I need to get more lavs, so I don't have to do this. Let's see. What do we got going on here? The notice showed up 3 minutes ago. Well, okay, well that's better than we've been.
I never get your notice.
You never do either? Man,
No.
There's been so many problems with that. I just don't understand. It's crazy. Marco says it's glad to see How in the house. Oh, sorry, How in the house.
Da house.
I got to get that right, man. Who else is here? Greetings, Chile. Yeti, have a nephew and his friends in Chile now riding bikes for hundreds of miles. Oh, wow. That actually sounds kind of cool. Didn't you and McGregor and someone do that? Did you see any of that when they did the cross? I think they went all the way from South America up here, and they did one through Asia as well on 2 motorcycles. It's crazy. Crazy. Looks like we got all the usuals here. So there's a couple things. Man, I've been playing around with the Space Echo, the RE202. A lot lately getting to know that. And I have a video hopefully coming out Thursday with that. That's going to be a little bit demo and a little bit something I created after just messing with it. I hooked it up to the organ. That's what was set up when Hal got here today. I was showing him the setup I had last night because I did this till like 4 a.m. And I still have to finish the drums tonight because I'm going to run that through the tape echo too. But I had the organ just in and I started messing with it. I think I posted a short of one of the things I was doing. But then I plugged the piano directly in it and I started coming up with all this cool stuff. So when we get done with Hal's thing tonight, he's going to help me get a quick drum sound for that. And I'm going to run the drums through the tape echo. And I think I'm going to use the Dr. Alien Smith dirt box that's over here. We're going to make it crunchy and echoey.
Oh.
I should have put that on all yours today. I'm telling you, you hear that thing, you'll never want to play without it. Everything's an echo. It's beautiful.
That's what I try not to do.
Okay, so today, here's what we're going to do. Well, it's your project. Why don't you tell us a little about it?
Well,
you didn't bring Tao with you this time.
Well, the flight tickets is too expensive
Yeah.
this time. All the oil for the engine, the gas for the engine, or those kind of stuff, they just put it on us.
Yep, of course. So you're here by yourself, so we'll get
Yeah.
to hang out at NAMM. Anybody's
Sure.
coming to NAMM, we're going to be there. I'll be there. You'll be there every day, though, right?
Depends on my friend.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you got a buddy. And you got some meetings, too. I'm
Yeah.
only going to be there on Saturday. So anybody going to be at NAMM? I think the 15th.
Saturday.
I'll be there that Saturday. On the 16th, before we get into this, the 16th, I don't have the exact time yet. Probably going to be 3, might do 2. I kind of want to get an opinion from everyone if they like these times. Last week, I tried one early before a session, but what's our favorite time on Sundays? But Peterson Goodwin from DIY Recording is going to join me, and we're going to talk about, well, all things DIY, color palettes, which I just ordered 2 more. And
Those, right? The red ones.
the black ones on the
black
right
ones,
side,
okay.
yeah. And I just ordered 2 more of the colors that I'll be building probably tomorrow night. I'll have them in sometime this week. I'm looking forward to that. But he's going to join on the 16th, so we're going to be talking DIY. I'll have the link on that up super soon. So anyway, so now leads me back to now. So you're coming to town. You got this track, new band. Take it away.
It's the band I started with Tao, and the vocalist is actually funny because he is a director who had get nominated by the Academy Award in Taiwan.
Oh, wow.
Couple times. And he had a good voice. One day we were hanging out and, we had that karaoke stuff and we heard he sang and we were be like, we should start a band with him. And that's it. And this particular tune, I want to do it here because I don't have the, how do I say, put it, Ludwig drum sound that I was looking for, because all the drums that I have was Pearl and Japan and Tama. Both of them were from Japan.
Right.
So I cannot get that, I would say, beefy American sound.
Yes. And Ludwig has a different sound than those kits.
Mm-hmm.
They all kind of have their own character. Are yours all maple too? What's your Pearl?
Pearls is maple.
And
And
which
mahogany.
kit is that?
The Masterworks.
Oh, the Masterworks?
Yeah.
What's your Tama?
Warner, Star Warner.
Oh, the walnut. That's a nice kit.
Yeah.
That you sent me some samples of that. That sounds really good. But they all have their own character. The Ludwigs have that mid-range, like knock kind of aggression thing that the
Yeah,
others
because
don't
when
have.
we were sound checking, I was like, oh yeah, that's the sound. The tom sound.
We got it. Yeah, we're going to go through all the mics and everything. We'll do a little bit of the tracking during the broadcast here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go through everything we're setting up. We'll play it. We'll talk. We'll chat. We'll probably do a take or so and see how it goes. And then we'll probably finish all this stuff off the broadcast a little bit later. But,
It depends on how I play.
Yeah. Let's see. Who do we got here? So 2 p.m. BG&E says 2 p.m. Yeah, I'm kind of liking this tiny bit earlier. Yeti says, today, try to step outside yourself and do some Tommy Aldridge style fills. That will so get you fired on this track that we're doing today. You'll have to fire yourself from your own
I
band.
think I had one, but I'm not going to play it.
I know the one you always do that's totally a Tommy Aldridge. Okay. A lot of the times the notification goes to different... Really? Man, I don't understand this notification thing. I really don't even know what to do about it. Steven says, how is a legend?
Thank you.
And now if you're playing with these big people in Taiwan, it's going to start costing me money to hang out with you, isn't it? You're going to stop returning my texts and calls.
We are 15 hours apart. The time difference.
Yes.
Do you notice that?
I don't know. I just text you and whenever, and you text me back whenever. That's the way it works. All right, let's do this. Let's jump in and go. Let's go hear some stuff. We'll take a look at the kit and what we have set up. And I'm gonna flip over. 2 p.m. is perfect. Okay, good. There's 11. See, that's what I was hoping for. Some of you folks that are on the other side of the pond to get a little bit before midnight, so it's not too terribly late. That's the hard part with all this, is finding the time that works for everybody or as many people as possible. Always trying. Ernesto will be back in a couple weeks, so we'll be on. He'll probably be here for the 16th. I think he gets right before NAMM, actually. So, okay, when Hal gets in there, I'm going to flip over. I'm going to go back here for a second. Okay, so there's our kit. Ludwig. Here, hold on, Tao. Or I just called How Tao. Talk to me, Hal.
Hello.
Okay. Don't hit any drums yet. I have your talkback mic on.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to apologize right now if at some point in this broadcast I have the talkback mic on that is to his left and he hits the drums and it blows up everybody's ears. I'm not responsible. Well, I mean, I am responsible, but I'm. Okay, so how we went, one thing he wanted to go for was big sounds, especially in the toms. So you want to go through what you chose out of the gear?
The kick drum is 22 by 14.
Yeah, that's probably the smallest thing in the whole.
And 13-inch toms, 16 floor, 18 floor. The country sound. Country set.
All big, fat kind of tones.
Mm-hmm.
And cymbals, what'd you pick out of the bags?
Modern Essential 15-inch hi-hat. And 18-inch crash. 22-inch ride. And regular 602 crash.
I actually tried to talk him out of the Modern Essential ride for this. I was like, oh, the 2002, but I got vetoed. He totally vetoed me. So mic-wise, we have a few things going on because one thing that he also wanted was a bit more of a room sound, not necessarily just roomy as the main sound, but the ability to bring up the rooms and have some more depth, because I have a bit more room here than they have at their studio in Taipei. So we have 2 sets of room mics out in the corners, which you won't be able to see. I don't have a camera out there. Is the I never got the other second angle of how on in there either. I'll get on while he's playing. The Roswell Pro Audio Delphos 1, they're out in the corners. So if like where Hao is at, if he points out to the corners, they're as far away as they can possibly be out on the sides. Yeah. Those are always there. I always have those microphones there. They are not getting compressed or EQ'd or anything. They're just room, and they are probably about 4 feet high. They're right about my chest, the middle of my chest. Then one thing I've been experimenting with a lot more lately is that front kit room mic. I don't know if you guys saw the video from, I don't know, a month and a half or so ago, where I had a few different mics out in front of the kit facing away. I've been oh man, this English thing, man. I'm from Kansas. English not my first language.
I'm from Taiwan.
Yeah, and you're doing better than I am. I've been experimenting with that kit front mic as a room a lot more. So I have an Audio-Technica 4050 stereo in front, which you can... Hey, Hal, can you just put your stick on that real quick? Because it's a little hard to see with our lighting in there. We got mood light for Hal. So you can see where he's right there, where his stick's at. That's where the mic is. And it is measured the same distance from the snare as the overheads, but obviously it's facing out in the room. And I do have the polarity flipped on the board. And I've been really liking what that does in the room. I am sending that to... I'm splitting it. It's coming in completely unprocessed, which we'll hear in a second. And then I'm splitting that in the room. I have an ART 1 in, 8 out. So I'm going into that and splitting to 2 different sets of channels on the board. One set, nothing is going on. The other set is going through the overstayer today. First going to the Trident high-low filters. And I'm filtering out some top, and I'm doing a little bit on the bottom, just to tighten it up. And then I'm actually then it goes to the overstayer, and I am using the EQ on the overstayer on the bottom end, just goosing it a little bit. The cool thing that I'm starting to like about that is the indirect nature of what's going into the mic allows me to do different things with the rooms, and splitting that mic. And this is what I used to do actually with the Roswells. And I'm just kind of going back and forth from the ones out in the corner and the one in front of the kit, is I'd split that. So I always had a clean, and I always had what I call crushed. And they're fairly compressed. And since it's coming from the same microphone, you can blend them in together, and they're in phase. So you can bring up the compressed ones and it's crazy, but then you can bring up the non-compressed and still have some punch in the room. Or you also have the option to not use the compressed ones and just have a more clean sounding room. And it allows for some really cool options when you're mixing, which is cool. Turn that mic off. So that's what we have room-wise. Overheads, Roswell Pro Audio Mini K47X. That was on Hal's request, which I actually love those mics on overheads. Tom's Audio-Technica... Crap. Are those 230s, Hal? ATM 230?
Yep.
They sound great. Not doing anything to those. By the way, just so you know, as I look at the console, the only EQ that I am doing is on the outside kick mic. I'm pushing a little bottom, extra bottom. That's it there. And then on the buses, I'll do this. Actually, yeah, let me do this real quick. And I'm going to run through a couple things, Hal. Let me get over to this other screen so I can cut in a different camera. I'm going to go to 7. So here's what's going on the board real quick, then we'll hear it. I have 3 kick mics. There's the RE20 inside and the Roswell Mini K47KD. Those are on channel 1 and 2. Those are getting summed together over here on the bus. They're getting some A-range EQ and a tiny bit of SSL compression. The out on channel 3 is the Audio-Technica 4047. That's just getting a little extra bottom. That's it. The snare are coming up on 4 and 5. The top, it is a Mike Parts SDC 84 with a, I think that's the Unidyne 3, the Shure Unidyne 3. Those are getting summed together over here on the second bus of the console. Those are getting a tiny bit of top end from the Cush Electra and some SSL compression. And the compression is barely hitting the first light, which is 3 dB. It's just enough to tighten things up. Overheads coming up on 7 and 8, nothing going on. Toms, 3 toms here, nothing going on. All these red lights that you can see on the board here, that's all our send to the live stream. So that's all that stuff is. We got hats, ride, spot mics, and then we have our sets of rooms. So this first set that comes up right here is the 4050. The second set that here is the Delphos 1 out wide. And then finally over here on the end is the crushed version of the 4050. I have a click that comes up here, and this is how I always set my sessions up if I've got the room. I have the click coming up on 22, and that is being sent out to Hal via aux 1. That's the other, you can see, I don't know if you can see it in the stream, there's a green light right here. The pre-fader is on aux 1. I'm not going to turn the click on in the middle of this. You don't need to hear click. Everybody knows what click sounds like. But if I was monitoring on a session, I could pull this click up and check it, and I could get rid of it. It doesn't affect what's going out in their headphones. Makes it easy. I have all the track that he's playing to coming up on 2324, which is just scratch tracks. I should have had him explain that. Then over here, the stream is on 2526, and then I have all our vocal mics. So most of our time is going to be spent right here. But let's start with Hal. I'm going to mute your talkback mic out there and just play the kit a little bit. Here, let me get back to you real quick. Yeah, just give me a little groove. So right now what's up is all the close mics and overheads. No room mics are on. Just the overheads now. Hey, do that tom groove again. So this is just the overhead mics. Now overheads and toms. Play whatever you want. So inside kick. Outside. Where's my inside? This is snare, which is a Black Beauty. Hold on one sec, Hal. I lost my kick. Hit the kick. There. I was like, man, we got no balls. We got no balls. Now, yeah, hit that kick again. I'm just going to solo up that kick here. So there's the inside. All right, play me a groove. Give me a groove. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna open up these rooms. These are the Roswells back in the corner. Here's the 4050s, which I have turned down here. The stereo 4050. Not compressed. Obviously compressed. Together. I'll pull in the kit with that. So this is kit plus the 4050 uncompressed and compressed. Dry. 4050s. Dry. Delphos. All right, cool. Hold on one sec. So that is the cool thing about that. Man, I am cranked. Am I too loud, you guys? Because I see the meters over here yellow, and usually we don't need louder Charlie. So I'm going to bring me down a little bit because I'm scaring myself. So here's one thing that I like about this room setup at this moment. And it's a little different than I normally do, but it's two different type of sounds. I like the thickness from the Delphos. It's really natural sounding. I like the airiness from the 4050 stereo because it's pointing back out in the room. It's not getting that direct sound. The Delphos ones are in cardioid also, because those Delphos ones would do cardioid and omni. They are in cardioid, facing kind of actually not directly at the kit, but a little to the right and to the left of the kit, just a little bit. But they give you this kind of thicker, really natural, just nice ambience that you could compress like the crap out of later if you wanted to. But the 4050 stereo, not seeing that direct signal of the kit coming directly at it, it's getting a lot more of the air, which gives it a bit more distant and feel, so it doesn't feel so, you don't feel the transient. Even in the uncompressed one, you don't feel the transient as much, having an immediate effect on the overall drum sound. And you can go, I mean, just with those couple options, you could do quite a bit of things when you're mixing. And that was one thing, How Don't Play, I'm going to turn your talkback mic on, that you did say that you wanted some room size that you couldn't necessarily get, right?
Correct.
So let's see. Any questions? I want to know, guys, am I too freaking loud? Because I'm seeing meters over here in the red, and usually that means Charlie way too loud. What's up, Ian? How you doing? Yeah, how Marcos says that signature how Tom groove. That is one that I have to, kind of take the blame on that a little bit. He's doing the same groove that we used to do all the time when we would demo, so you could show the whole kit in about 12 bars. You get hat groove, you get ride groove, you get tom groove, and you get fills and cymbals. It's like one of the best sound check things that you can play to make sure everything is up and going. And he just knows to do it instinctively, which is great.
I was trained this way.
We're not trying to do a rock session. He's out there playing his new bossa nova licks. Let's see. Yeah, Marcos, it is definitely a classic maple sound, isn't it? Yes, Charlie, too loud. Is this better? I backed it off. I'll go more. All right, I can see the meters. There's some more headroom, so hopefully that's better. Perfect. For massive size, smaller room. Oh, yeah, Ian, doing the whole pointing the mic away from the kit, even in a smaller room, works really well. Okay, Cyborg, cool. Mucho bettero. Excellent. You know what? Let's hear some. Hey, Hal, real quick. We're tracking to what? Scratch tracks today? What is this?
It's a demo. Demo stuff we recorded in my place.
So this is not final. You guys are going to hear just some acoustic, and is that about all that's in here? Acoustic?
Acoustic and some clean tone guitar, I think.
Okay, let me get you back in the spot. All right, so you have 4 bars of pre-roll.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with only, and we can do a little playback too in a minute after we get a take or two. I'm going to start with no room mics on. This is only going to be overheads, close mics. All right, Hal, you ready?
Yeah.
4 bars of pre-roll, my man. And scene. Not a bad first take, my man. Yeah, you got to get started, right?
Yep.
So one thing I'll mention that, and we noticed this when we were doing the sound check, and I mean, I think I already knew this, is some of these, here, let me get my picture-in-picture back on here. Some of the acoustic tracks, because they are just demos that they did really quick, you know, to work with. You know, so they're swimming. So one thing for me, and this is why we'll probably actually finish this completely off the live stream. We may do another take here as he gets warmed up. But it would be, I would probably monitor, honestly, with those tracks off. Well, I won't do that now because I'm on the same mix that you guys are on. So I'm not going to do that and take that all away unless you guys want to just hear the drums. But I would probably now, at this point that I know kind of the tune, is I'd turn that down, and I would just really focus on his feel. Not even monitoring the click, really. Just does it groove well? Because, correct me if I'm wrong on this, Hal, but are you looking for this? Are you guys going to do the like quantized perfect thing, or is this something that's supposed to breathe like a human?
Like a human.
Okay. Yeah, so I wouldn't. I mean, Hal's got good time. So I would never, this click will never get turned on for me. I would most likely turn the acoustics either off or I would pull it way down just so I have a reference of what section we're at. And then I would just pay attention to what he's playing. But you got to start somewhere. And now, okay, so here's what I'm going to do this time. I'm going to kick some of the rooms on. And I think I'll leave my picture-in-picture in so I can just like signal to you guys because I don't want to talk because Hal will hear me also. I don't want to talk in his ear while he's actually trying to do a take. So I'm going to start off at the beginning again with just what we just heard, and then I'm going to turn on first. I'll turn on the Delphos, and I'll leave those on for a minute, and I'll just hand signal, and then I'll turn those off, and I'll go with the variations of the 4050 stereo, 4050 stereo. All right, Hal, you want to do another one?
Sure.
Okay. Here we go. Compressed and uncompressed 4050. Dry. Delphos 1. Dry. Both 4050s. And scene. Okay, Hal, I've got your talk back on, so Hal, your talk back is on, so don't play.
Okay.
Could you guys hear the difference as I kick those mics on and off? They in context, they do very, very different things, which I like, and I think he's cool with it too. The Delphos ones are more intimate, if that's a possibility with room mics. I feel like when I turn those on, it's thicker. I can feel the transient from the rooms, the kick, and even the snare. It feels roomy, but it doesn't feel distant. So it's there. It's instantly supportive. When I go to the 4050 stereo, whether compressed or uncompressed, but especially when the uncompressed is on, I feel like I hear more distance. And it makes it feel like the room is twice the size, and you don't really need a lot of it in there to actually get the effect. At least that's what I'm hearing. That's what I feel as I listen to it. Let's see if I'm missing anything here. Yay, drums. Ian, you're not missing much from NAMM. I think it's going to be quite small. Yeah, Cyborg Relic, that is exactly my favorite part of NAMM, is seeing old friends, man. It's like just a reunion. People that you don't get to see very often. So, Hal.
Yes.
Here's my suggestion. Relax, take a breath. Because I can feel you're trying to hold the tempo back. Right, in spots. So try to relax the shoulders as you're going through. Just make sure you keep your breathing and stay loose.
I'm gonna turn down the program, the backing track, a little bit.
Yeah, good idea. Because that might be, there's a few spots where that's a little bit in and out, push and pulling it. That's probably not helping you a little bit. Yeah, I'd say focus more on that click track. And then just, if your shoulders stay relaxed, the rest of it will stay relaxed. You start, that's usually where we get tense as we're playing, as we try to start holding things together. As we instantly, it's like that, instead of just letting that relax and letting it play. And I say we do one more on the broadcast, then have you come in, and we'll do a little playback and just some chit chat, and then we'll go and we'll finish things off air. If that's cool with you.
Yay.
Okay, we're gonna do one more. Anybody have a preference on the room mics? Everybody's like, I don't care about room mics. Room mics are my favorite.
What are you talking about? I can use a plugin.
Oh, hard to tell on a laptop. Yeah, it's going to be really hard to tell on a laptop. All right, I'm going to go with, I don't know what I'm going to go with. Okay, 40 fit. There we go. Okay. That's what I'm going to turn on then for now. That's already up. That's where we ended. Okay, Hal, one more and then come on in.
Sure.
Okay? Take a deep breath. Relax those shoulders. Let it flow. Here we go. And scene. Come on in, brother. Okay, there's a couple things here. Let me flip back to Yeehaw. So I don't know if you guys could hear while that was going on. There's some spots where I can tell that the acoustic, the demo acoustic, is definitely moving around, and I think it's giving him a hard time. That's why I was just lightly pulling in the clicks. I wanted to check and see where the time was at. Yeah, that acoustic's making a little hard in spots, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So we're gonna get another take because I want to monitor with no.
Okay.
I mean, we'll do it off air. We'll finish that stuff up, and that's one thing that's tricky when you get anything demo. I mean, you guys are doing this on their own, but that was one thing when I used to get a lot of demos, it would be, I mean, sometimes you just wonder if time was even a magazine because they're just all over the map and you're trying to find a feel in there and it gets kind of hard because I was bringing the click up every once in a while, just enough to where I could hear it. Oh, okay, no, you're in the right spot. It's the track. So that's tricky.
Yeah, because we were trying to get the audio files imported.
Yeah.
Everything was like, I was like, yes,
Oh.
I forgot the flex time thing.
Yeah, because you flex the acoustics, right? Yeah. And I am still on an old cheese grater, 2019, that Ernesto has hyped to the max.
2019?
I said 9. I don't know what you're talking about. 2009, and Ernesto has gone through it, and it's screaming for what it is, but obviously you get to that point where I can't use the newest Logic, and he did all this stuff on the newest Logic, so he sent me the sessions. I couldn't open them here, so we ended up just pulling the audio files in last minute, and it's working. But now we just got to make sure we get a take that's grooving right, and that you're digging, and that those acoustics are not influencing your time whatsoever.
I think the take 3, the last take is the best one.
Yeah,
so far.
We'll do a listen to that one with none of that and just a little bit of the click.
Yeah.
Because those spots where I'm like, oh, something's off, pull the click up. Oh, you're with it. It's the acoustics. And that's common a lot of the times. I mean, I'm sure some of you that are doing remote sessions get that, where you get a phone, you're listening to it, and you're like, how am I supposed to play to this?
Yeah, because the flex time I did in my Logic, I just, every chord, every bar, the first beat, I was like, okay, line up, line up, line up, line up. That's it. No tiny fix.
Right, so it's all in bars of movement. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the movement is varied.
Right. And hey, for working at a pinch, that totally works. That totally works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we mentioned the snare. Did we say that was a Black Beauty?
I did.
You did?
Kind of. Maybe.
Because we tried a different one at the very beginning. It sounded cool, but was the wrong vibe. So we went with the 6.5 Black Beauty.
I think it's because the head.
Yeah,
the drum heads.
It also was a 5. We had a Black Magic, which is the import version, Ludwig's import version of the Black Beauty. And they sound completely different, in my opinion, and in a cool way. But it has a UV2 that we were trying out. I was trying out because of Ken this last week and had UV2s on all his kit, and I really liked it. Wanted to find one of the drums that I had that worked well with that, but it didn't fit this tune. We put the regular Black Beauty with a control sound, a worn-in control sound. Been on there a long time, and it was boom. It's exactly the sound that you were looking for. Let's see. What am I missing over here? I need to get this. I need to do a little bit of rearranging of where I have the computers. Usually camera's over here, but for the Roswell thing, we had it over here, and since we have a guest, but usually I got one right there, and so I can work, but Man Network, yeah. Yeah, if you can, I've done the same thing. If I've gotten tracks from people that you're just like, man, there's no way that we can work to this and get something that everybody's going to be happy with. It's like, redo it, especially if they're scratch tracks. Just do it in time. I'd rather have, even if it was a hard rock tune, I'd rather have one acoustic guitar with the reference that's completely in time and we can imagine the things than, a half built out demo that's all over the map and not grooving. That's way worse, in my opinion. Redo it. Okay. Is it Giles? Did I say that right? Gills or Giles? Correct me now. Here's the way I split in the room. I have an ART. It's called an S8. It's a one rack mount splitter that takes one in and two out, and it is transformer balanced. So it's isolated, transformer isolated. So I have two discrete channels with no problems coming out of that. Not discrete because one is a transformer, but two separate channels coming out for each input. So what I do with the 40, in this case, the 4050, it's running into the S8. Out of the back of that, I am sending a pair of those to the console, which is coming up on on 1516. I am taking the second output for those channels and going into the console at 19 and 20. Or rather yet, they're coming out of the S8 because it's in the live room right next to the patch panel.
So when you are doing that, how many phantom power do you have to turn on?
Only one.
Just one set?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, yeah, one side carries the phantom power back for both.
Okay.
Yeah, so in this case, that's the crushed signal, which I think is coming out the transformer side. It's funny, I can never remember which side is the phantom power. I've had the thing for years, and I still don't remember which side. I always have to try. And it's kind of like, for me, it's like a USB cable. Do it the first time, well, that didn't work. Do the other one, well, that didn't work. Do the first one again, well, it worked. You know, when you plug USB in.
Never blend again.
Yeah, but that's how I use that splitter quite a bit, actually. And for this, it works great. I like doing the split thing on the rooms because I used to not, and I would just have one. If I wanted to compress, just smack it, you know, and you get it and it sounds cool. And then there'd be times like, man, that's cool, and it's nice to use, but I wish I had the uncompressed version to blend back in with that or go in and out of. So if I found the spots in the room that I like, when in this case I like both places. This is actually the first time I'm splitting the front kit mic. Usually I split the Delphos in the corner.
The far one?
Yep. Okay. Because the Delphos are smooth with cymbals. You know, so if you hit it with compression, it doesn't instantly start to get really nasty. And so that's why I would always do those. In this case, I wanted to try it with you, do something a little bit different today, and you were okay with that. So we split the 4050, and then I took that split that's going to the overstay or VCA compressor to go to the Trident. I don't think you can see them even in the overhead. No, the high-low filters, and I'm rolling some... where am I? I don't know, around 8K? Somewhere up right around there?
Yes.
I'm rolling some 8K out of that and then going to the compressor and hitting it. And that way, just a little bit of that extra, like, top of cymbals that gets a little gnarly with compression isn't there. And the Trident high-low filters are rocking for that. For a lot of things, but
Which compressor did you end up with?
The overstayer, the VCA.
Okay.
I hadn't used that one for that purpose. Usually that one, in my normal setup, I'd have a pair of 4080s in the middle of the room in a Blum line. And those would always get some overstayer and just make them a little bit fatter and only a little bit of like crazy compression, but it just made them fatter and thicker. You pull them up, your drum sound is instantly beefy. We're not doing that today, going a little bit different route. So I decided to put those as the crush. Usually the crush is the dynamites, and I just annihilate them just to where you pull them up on their own and they're just like, what the hell's wrong with you? That doesn't sound good. But you blend them in with things and it's cool. But I like what the overstay is doing. This tune isn't that aggressive.
Nope.
So the compression that's coming from the overstay, we're just blending a little bit, helps add air, you know? So it's kind of conceptual in that way. Let's see. What do I got going on over here? Yeah, you can turn... I mean, if the phantom on is on both sides, it's not going to hurt anything, but one side doesn't do anything if it's only on that side.
I wouldn't.
Oh, the G is a J. See, that's Americans not understanding right there. I'm blaming that totally on me. Sorry. Zona recording drums today as well. Sweet. How many times? Yeah, it seems like... Yeah, so it's the other side. I can never remember which side which side it passes. That's why I always have to try both. I've had that thing for probably 8 years now. You would think at that point you'd know your piece of gear. I know everything else in here, but I don't know that. But it hadn't hurt anybody yet, so I'm not worried about it. I think we're doing good. I think, what time is it? 2:55. I think it's... See, you're going to go see Shane here in a little bit, so we need to make sure we get a good drum track here. Sure. But that's what we're ending up with today. I mean, this is totally last minute. Like literally like 2 days ago, and I think I just got the stream up yesterday, so I'm glad this thing worked out. We're going to go make sure we get some good takes for him. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything here. One last look.
Yeah, you got 4 minutes.
Thomas, yes, that is Delilah. Let me see. Right back there, snoring away. She's that's like the soundtrack to the studio is Delilah snoring. I was doing okay. This last thing. Last night when I was doing the piano parts for the Space Echo video I'm working on Thursday, hopefully, and she likes to come out and lay right behind me. You see where her blanket is out there, right? Literally, 2 feet, 3 feet behind me on the floor when I'm playing piano. And last night I had one condenser mic up, actually the 4050. I was trying to make it easy on myself, just the stereo 4050 going straight into, mic pre and then in the Space Echo. And I'm doing these parts and it's, there's stuff happening with the echo. And then I get something that would sustain and I would just hear through the headphones and it would hit the tape echo and
Slap. Ping pongy.
So I'm hoping some of that is loud enough to make it in the final for this video because
you gotta automate.
Yeah. And it was just, and I was just cracking myself up. And I tried to do a few takes. I tried to time it in between her snores. It never worked. So there will probably be some snoring in the tape echo for this next video, or the Space Echo for the next video. So all right, anything. We got to get busy. Ping pong snore. Exactly. Ping pong snoring. It's even better when I have it set on one of the tape heads on there to where it's just this crazy delay and it's like snoring all over the place. It's nuts. Marcos, absolutely. We could do that with the cassette Porta Studio. Nice. Yeah, send me a message. You can go to the website, ultimatestudios.inc.com, and send me a message there on the contact page. Or you could also, if you're on Facebook, feel free to grab me there. I am still thinking about doing a Discord. I'm trying to get some of that stuff set up. It's just been kind of busy. I want a place we can all freaking go to talk. So
I have Discord.
You have Discord?
Yeah.
Okay, we got to talk. You're going to help me. You just got hired. He doesn't know it, but he just got hired.
We have a channel of our studio.
And I don't get invited?
You are not. Are you on Discord?
Yeah, I'm on Discord.
Really?
I'm feeling kind of left out, man. I'm not. I don't know if we're gonna finish this song now. I'm not.
I think I'm pretty happy with these takes.
Oops, deleted.
Okay, we still got 2 minutes.
Yeah, but Marco, just hit me up there and we'll.
Okay, let me ask this: what's the newest piece of gear you got?
The newest piece of gear. I know what you're going for right now. Well, it's not the newest piece that came in the last week. Ain't staying.
Okay.
I got to try that new warm audio thing out. It lasted a couple hours and went right back in the box. I don't know when tape saturation simply turned into overdrive distortion. I don't know when that happened, but if I can't get a good yeah. I know what you're going for because we were talking about it beforehand. Yeah, we're keeping it positive on yours today. I'll go on a rant later. We'll do that one.
We can make it on demand video. Or something.
There you go. Yeah, but it literally
only for the membership.
I think I used it for about 2 or 3 hours and just was like, no, bye. And out of the box, something didn't work. A switch didn't work, which is like always. That's come on.
Quality control.
Yeah, and I have plenty of overdrive distortion. I don't need fake tape saturation to do that. So. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that for now. Thanks for getting that at the end. I'm sure when I talk to Dave later, he and I talked about that too. He's going to grill me on that one. All right, you guys, thanks for joining us. This was cool. We might try to fit one more in before he leaves. It's going to be tricky with Nam and everything coming up, but we might try one more.
Sure.
I don't know. We'll see what we get. But thank you guys for joining us. I hope you're all doing well. Men Network, Electric Owl, you guys that are going to be at NAMM, I'm going to be there on Saturday. Let's hook up. Let's grab some coffee. If you're going to be there on Saturday, that is. Would love to actually meet everybody and get to hang for a bit that's not in just simply a chat. So we'll keep it. You guys rock. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. The 16th, probably going to be 2. I'll check that with Peterson. We're going to be talking DIY recording with Peterson Goodwin. So hopefully we'll see you guys all there. All right, I'm going to go back here and
I'll do the
I'm gonna play
I'll do the sign off.
see you, everybody.